Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced or cried aloud, though my head may be bloodied, but yet remains unbowed. Beyond this place looms but the horror of the shade, yet the menace of the years finds me and will always find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how filled with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. This is a great poem by the one and only William Henley. When a poet like William Henley writes a poem like this, we have to understand a deep purpose and meaning behind it. We have to understand that ultimately this poem is a way to give us the understanding that we have control over whatever limited capacity that we have. That limited capacity can give us a wonderful opportunity to become fearless, to have nobody else have power over you. From a Krsna Conscious perspective, we can look at this poem and realize how we can use it in Krishna's service. The very first line, out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna confirms this. He mentions the soul is indestructible, immutable, doesn't get wet, doesn't get cut, doesn't get burned, is eternal. The soul is unconquerable. We are the soul. We are not this body. The body is temporary. The soul is eternal. We have to understand that if we go beyond this bodily concept of life, what is there to worry? What is there to fear? It is all temporary. As we are servants of Krishna, we are protected by the most important and amazing master. We have to understand that when we have difficult situations, we should look beyond the present moment and go above and beyond our limited capacity and cope with the understanding that this will pass. The other line is that my head may be bloodied but remains unbowed. This is familiar with Sri Prahlad Maharaj. He was tortured, abused, and yet he remained unbowed. He did not give up his resolve. He was bowing down to the Supreme Protector, to the Supreme Lord. So what is there to fear? Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade. Yet the menace of the years will find me and will always find me unafraid. Your life has many obstacles and many more will come. But you have to understand that as this is temporary, you will come out of this stronger than you were before you started watching this video. Remember, the menace of the years will always come, but you have to remain unafraid, just like Sri Prahlad Maharaj. Krishna mentions in the Bhagavad Gita, Ma sucha sarvadharma parityajya ma mekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshashmiya ma sucha. Krishna guarantees that do not fear. So when we're protected and we've been given guarantee by the Supreme Lord, what is there to fear? We are ultimately masters of our own fate, the captain of our soul. Now with this context, we have to understand that we're not these bodies, and ultimately we're not the controller. But when we have Krishna in the center, then we can understand that Krishna is our guide, Guru is our guide. So we can use that in Krishna's service. We can understand that we're not human beings having a spiritual experience. We're spiritual beings having a temporary human experience. We're not this body, we're eternal spirit soul. The soul is not Hindu, Muslim, Christian. The soul is unconquerable, beyond these concepts and ideas. So please comment, rate and share, subscribe to my channel, tell me what you think. Join me on Facebook on Just Transcend. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.